talking about healthy lifestyle today. And what I'm going to be starting with is a personal story about my dad. And the first thing I wanted to say is that he's the most amazing guy you'll ever meet and is great at many things. And first, that he always knows how to make us smile, whether it's with random Pinterest posts or cracking a bad joke every now and then. The second is he is really great at eating. For as long as I can remember, my family and I would always call him the trash can. Whatever leftovers we had after a meal, Abba would eat them. If there were sweets in the fridge, he would eat them. If there were leftover candy from Halloween, he would eat them. My dad can out-eat almost everyone I know. For most of my life, no one really saw this as a problem until December 5th, 2018. I remember it like it was yesterday. My parents sat my siblings and I down after I got home for winter break. Usually, when this happened, it was never good news. My dad started the conversation by telling us about what happened a few weeks prior on December 5th. Him and my mom were walking down to the park down the street, which is maybe a 10-minute walk, all downhill. When they reached the park, my dad was incredibly winded and felt severe chest pains. The pain was so bad that he could barely breathe and needed to sit down. It was unusual and concerning that he would feel this much discomfort just from a short, easy walk. The next day, him and my mom went to the doctor's to get everything checked out. During the appointment, his doctor explained that the arteries in his heart were incredibly clogged and he needed to get a stent put in immediately. Hearing this terrified me because our family friend died from a heart attack not too long ago, and I did not want the same thing to happen to my dad. I was on edge and incredibly anxious during the weeks leading up to his surgery. The doctors explained that it is a routine procedure and that he should be fine, which put my mind at ease. His surgery was scheduled during my last week of winter break. The morning of his procedure, I hugged him goodbye and told him that I loved him. Later that day, my sister and I got a call saying that his surgery had been postponed and that he was being transferred to a different hospital. I remember being very confused. When my sister and I got to the hospital, my dad explained that when they went to put in the stent, the doctors realized his heart was 90% clogged. I had no idea what this meant at the time, and he explained further that his arteries were clogged and there was no way for blood to get to the rest of his body, meaning that if he didn't get the surgery soon, he could very well pass away within the month. I tried to remain calm and support him every step of the way. The next day, they transported him to a different hospital that specializes in cardiovascular care. When his new surgeons opened him up, they decided to put 3 different stents in. The day of his surgery, only my mom was there with him. My siblings and I anxiously waited for the phone call telling us that he was okay, but the phone call never came. Instead, we got a call from our mom explaining that there was a complication with the surgery and that we needed to come to the hospital as soon as possible. Now you can imagine what was going through my head. I immediately thought he was going to die on the table. My sister and I arrived just as the doctor was coming out to speak with our mom. He explained that when they were going in to do the stents, my dad started to bleed out in his abdominal area and they did not know the cause. He explained they were going to do everything they could for him, but it was not looking great. In this moment, I thought I was never going to see my dad again. Fortunately, after 3+ hours of sitting in the waiting room, they were able to find the source of the bleed and stitched him up and finally finished up the angioplasty. He was later diagnosed with cardiovascular disease. I'm lucky enough to say that my dad is still alive 1 year later, and not many people have that same privilege. The amount of people today who die from heart or other health-related issues is absurd. My dad his whole life knew he had high blood pressure and high cholesterol, but not once did his doctor ever try to give him advice about living a healthier lifestyle. Because of his heart issues, he has had to take more medications than I could ever imagine to keep it all regulated. The sad part is that these pills are not foolproof. He could die any moment if he doesn't change his lifestyle. And since this incident, my dad has made significant changes to his lifestyle. My dad his whole life knew he had high blood pressure and high cholesterol, but not once did his doctor ever try to give him advice about living a healthier lifestyle. Because of his heart issues, he has to take more medications than I could ever imagine to keep it all regulated. The sad part is that these pills are not foolproof. He could die any moment if he doesn't change his lifestyle. And since the incident, my dad has made significant changes to his lifestyle and doing so much better because of it. I have also decided to go through some lifestyle changes alongside my dad. I have started to eat healthier and I really see the difference. I am much more energized and feel much better about myself. It's because of people like my dad that I'm here today to give this talk. I want society to know that they could save themselves or their relatives from enduring the same type of fear and sadness that I went through. Health-related diseases do not have to be as prevalent as they are if people learned more about healthy living. The main ways to obtain a healthy lifestyle is to exercise regularly and eat a plant-based diet. One does not need to exercise every day to prevent diseases, but they do need to exercise at least 1 to 3 times a week. This does not always mean going to the gym. You could go for a walk or play some sports with some friends. Another misconception is healthy eating. This does not mean that you have to go on a crazy strict diet and restrict yourself from eating carbs and fats. One can still eat carbs and fats, but they need to be healthy ones. Healthy fats include avocados, nuts, chia seeds, soy, etc., and healthy carbs include anything whole wheat. I hope after sharing my story, people will feel empowered to make a change, not only in themselves, but in helping others make the change as well. If society makes these slight changes to their lifestyle, they could live the happy, long, and fulfilling life we all dream of having. Now go home and challenge yourself to create a healthier lifestyle. To conclude, I leave you with this. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. Thank you.